Hey all you witches and beautiful spiritualists, it's me, Prosperity Witch Ellie. And today, I'm back at y'all again with another video on the lovely time of the year, Beltane. Also known as, or at least to me and a few others, as May Day. As always, I'm going to be using Year of the Witch by Temperance Alden and my own personal experiences as references for this video. Okay? So, Beltane or May Day, and for this video, I'm going to be referring to it as Beltane. What does it mean to me? Well, if I'm honest, Beltane and I don't really have as big of a relationship as the other times of the year that I have previously mentioned, and that is solely because Beltane is supposed to be the in-between from the spring equinox to the summer solstice, and it's supposed to be the return of the sun and warmth and all that jazz. Well, in my neck of the woods, it's already hot and humid, so for me it's like we go straight from spring to summer like that. Hey y'all, it's Editing Ellie here. On this topic, as I'm editing this video, I wanted to let y'all know that I had plans to do some cute little b-roll for a lot of the things that I was going to mention in this video, but again, the weather. For example, it is currently raining horrifically. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it's been like this throughout most of the day. Come on. Nevertheless, I do still acknowledge it to a degree, just not as big as the other times that I've previously mentioned in other videos. How this season feels to me, it does feel exactly like that. It does feel like a in-between time, or a time between one point of the year to the next. It's just, as I said, hot and humid, at least where I am, and I'm not a fan. All that aside, let's talk about it, let's discuss it, what it is, what it means, and let's get going, shall we? Let's go. Beltane, bright fire, cross-quarter day between the spring and summer, typically falls between April 30th to May 1st, hence the May Day, marking the height of spring's fertility and the approach of summer. A fire festival of passion, fruitility, vitality, and protection, Beltane is said to honor the sacred union between the earth and sky. Often celebrated through dancing, fires, and rituals of fertility and connection, in the ancient Celtic times, cattle were driven between bonfires as a means of blessings and protection, and couples jumped over fires for luck in love and fertility. Today, Beltane remains a celebration of life, fertility, and that sacred spark of creation. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's talk about deities or spirits you can honor around this time of year. Firstly, kicking it off with the Celtic pantheon, because it is a Celtic fire festival, we have Bel or Belinus, of course Rhiannon, I believe this next one is pronounced Ani, and Cernunnos. All the deities I have chosen are in some degree associated with spring, or at least nature, and have a little bit of a mysterious fiery passion about them. And in the Greek pantheon, we have Pan, Aphrodite, Dionysus, and of course, Gaia. Oh, and fun fact, the day I'm recording this is Earth Day, so what better way to mention Gaia? What better day, I should say. Making a return to the list, we have the Norse pantheon gods of Freyr, Freya, and Idun. And for the Egyptian or Kemetic pantheon, I have Hathor. And if you are like me and you like to cook or bake, some foods to think about around this season are the following. We have honey, oats, fresh fruits, leafy greens, dairy, wine, and mead. Okay, so the way I like to see it with these foods and libations is honey, oats, fresh fruits, all of that represents spring, you know, the leafy greens, also all that stuff, all that part of the list represents spring, the earth, and the fruitility of it all, whereas the wine, dairy, and mead all represent a more solar aspect, and in some degrees, some fruits could also represent solar aspects, so, you know, it's like a combo spring, summer kind of blend or dish, if you will. Think like a fruit salad. Ooh, that sounds nice. I might make me one later. Okay, so some symbols that I think of when I think of this time of year They are the following. Obviously, we have flowers because, again, the ending of spring, beginning of summer. And definitely have maypoles, which I will read a little section of the book to kind of describe what maypoles are, because I myself have never messed or done one, so just one moment. A shining example of Beltane fertility, maypoles represent a new vegetation, new growth, and the celebration around them reflects our joy in the planet's return. Historically, some people use whole trees and decorated them much like we do with Christmas trees. Others used actual poles, typically made of birch or ash or both, all to represent fertility and new beginnings. Well, I don't know about that last sentence, but that's basically the gist behind maypoles. People would dance around them, swing around them with these little ribbons, and it was more so seen as just another fertility and vitality ritual. Some other symbols of Beltane include fires, colorful ribbons, antlers, and this is a new one that I didn't really think about until recently, bees. Think about it. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get into my favorite part of these types of videos that I make, the ways to celebrate. And as always, I split them into two parts, non-witchy ways and witchy ways. Kicking off the non-witchy way to celebrate this time of year in my list, we have, as always, wear the colors of the season. That's your reds, your greens, golds, whites, pinks even. Think vibrant, lushful, and lustful colors. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I didn't plan the pink and the green, but it happened, so hey, at least in a way, I'm accidentally and unknowingly honoring the season. Next on my list, we have decorate your space with fresh flowers and greenery. And why are we doing this? Well, we are bringing the outside into our homes, acknowledging its existence in our lives. And I, for one, will gladly say, who doesn't love a nice pot of flowers on their table? I'm just saying. Being that this is a Celtic fire festival, of course the other way on my list to celebrate is light a bonfire or even a candle just to acknowledge this time. And we talked about bringing the outside in, but let's talk about going outside, especially with our friends or loved ones, and enjoying a nice picnic or just time spent together and in nature. And the final part of my non-witchy ways to celebrate, my favorite part to celebrate this time of year, in my opinion, that is dance, sing, or enjoy just some lustful and lushful movement. Alright, now that we have the non-witchy ways to celebrate, for all of my not-so-witchy friends or just those who are not comfortable being outwardly open about their practice, let's talk about the witchy ways to celebrate. And I think I got a good list for you, so yeah. So the first thing on my list is to leave offerings of fertility and love to various spirits. Why? Because, well, we all get a little love in our physical lives. Why not give some love to the spirits? I know that sounds a little weird, but think about it. Next on my list, I have perform union blessings or passion spells. Reason being because typically around this time of year, or at least from what I've noticed in my practice, or from other people I should say, is that this time of year is a good time of year to get, well, married or hand-fasted or just have a commitment be formed. So spells that involve blessings of unions, passions, and anything of that nature, that's why I kind of associate those, especially around this time of year, because of all the weddings that I've seen, because of all the unions that I've been to. Just not my own. Just not my own. So remember earlier how I talked about people leaping over fires to bring in blessings and to bless them with luck and love and things of that nature? Well, how about we think about doing some fire-related castings, like leaping over a candle flame safely to represent renewal. Create a flower, floral, or herbal charm for protection. And you can never have enough protection, at least that's my motto. Of course, next on my list, we're gonna honor the spirits of the land, or the Fae, if that's your thing, because being that this is a cross-quarter day, historically speaking, and by many accounts, this is a day where spirits or Fae folk are definitely active and can be seen or heard. And finally, on my witchy ways to celebrate, we have create a maypole or do cord magic to weave intentions. Now again, I have never done the maypole ritual before. I would love to. I'm sure it's a lot of fun. If any of you guys have, let me know down in the comments what it's like. But it is a big thing about this time of year, so that's why I'm suggesting it. And that is all I have on Beltane. Again, I know it wasn't much, and I know that I gave more of a list of references and things to do, more so than my other videos where I actually talked about the holiday in depth. But that's because, again, I don't really acknowledge this one like I do the others. This is more so a date for me where I'm just like, oh, it's Beltane, and then carry on. Nevertheless, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope all of you got something out of it, or maybe can suggest something in the comments below. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What are your Beltane plans? What are your traditions that you do, if you have any? Anyways, I'm gonna go. I am hungry, and my dinner has been sitting right over there. I've been staring at it, so if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below anything and everything Beltane, May Day, and whatever you want. Share with your friends, and subscribe for more in the future. As always, make wise choices, make delicious pizza, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!